of her life, Brooklyn Enos seemed to be a healthy, typical baby girl.
Completely normal, kicking and screaming, smiling, started breastfeeding immediately. I mean, just a normal baby. Had no idea at all that we were in for something special.
Something special and something quite alarming. Bows and nail polish were suddenly joined by breathing machines and feeding tubes. Brooklyn's young life took a drastic turn weeks after she was born. Tests showed Brooklyn had spinal muscular atrophy 1, or SMA 1.
She ended up losing her swallow, having an NG tube put down her nose, losing almost all of her movements and all of her limbs, her legs, her arms. She couldn't move her head, her smile was weakening, she couldn't laugh, and we thought we were losing her.
A few weeks later, Brooklyn got pneumonia. That, coupled with her dwindling strength, gave doctors reason to believe she would be another SMA casualty.
They didn't tell us much of anything besides 9 to 12 months would be a great timeline for her life.
The life expectancy for SMA1 is 18 months at most. Babies born with the disease lose their ability to move their arms and legs, becoming paralyzed. They also lose the ability to swallow, and many can't breathe on their own. And all of this happens while their brain continues to function normally. But what happened with Brooklyn is different.
She can smile, she's starting to laugh.
And on October 5th, Brooklyn did what her doctors did not expect her to do. She celebrated her first birthday.
Happy birthday, dear.
Rachel and Matthew say one thing has made the difference between slowly watching their little girl slip away and making big plans for the future.
I mean, it's a miracle drug. Like, we're watching a miracle right before our eyes. Like, this drug is life-changing.
It's a new drug called Spinraza, and Brooklyn is one of the youngest patients ever to try it. Dr. Ann Connolly is at the helm of a research study testing the effects of Spinraza. She says studies show Spinraza helps children with SMA regain milestones like kicking and smiling, just like Brooklyn did.
She's definitely benefiting from the medicine.
Once every 4 months for the rest of her life, Brooklyn will go to Children's Hospital in St. Louis to get her Spinraza through a spinal tap. It is extremely costly, however. The cost has drawn criticism. It costs $750,000 for treatments in the first year, and it'll cost $375,000 for the 3 treatments Brooklyn will need every year. It's been a struggle for the Enos family. Rachel quit a full-time career to give Brooklyn the 24-hour care she needs.
When you see this, like, I don't care. I would live in a shoebox. You know what I mean?
Just 2 days after the most recent treatment, Rachel says Brooklyn has more strength in her arms and legs, and she's moving with noticeably less effort. It's results like these that have researchers excited about the future of SMA treatments.
I think it's a very hopeful time. This is the first big breakthrough. Spinraza is the first big breakthrough.
Another breakthrough is Senate Bill 50. It was signed into law this year, and it makes Missouri the first and only state so far to screen all newborns for SMA.
If you just look at an infant, you cannot tell. So the physical exam at birth does not show that they're becoming weaker, but by 2 to 3 months, they are profoundly weak.
Screening will begin in 2019, and it could save the lives of children born with SMA by getting them access to treatment right away.
I'm not putting any limits on her. I'm not putting a date on her. I'm not saying anything like, no, you're going to be here forever. You're going to outlive me for sure.
I love you.